There you go. All right. All right, let's fucking get into it. So, free masterclass, guys. What will we be what will we be going over today? So, first off, we're going over who I am, basically a little background story, and then who can do this? Can you do it? If I can do it, I know you can. What you'll need to start to make money online. So, just the basics of what you need and like skills, all that kind of stuff. Then what is the benefit of working online? We'll look at some of the benefits. Also, some of like I guess negatives, positive and negatives. There's positive and negatives with everything. What is the demand for remote jobs? How attention is the new currency. We'll dive into how you can use other people's success and to make your own success. So I think that's very a good skill to have and something to learn. So if someone else is being successful, we can also get success from them. And we'll also talk about how to take advantage of other people's success, like I was talking about, appointment setting, what it is, remote closing, what it is, and what sort of digital products and services you'll be selling with these, appointment setting and remote closing, and just give you some like understanding of how that all works. And I'll also show you, we'll go through some real life applications of jobs that are on, applications that we know quite well and we can apply. So then also what sort of digital products and services you'll be selling, wins inside the academy, wins inside, and what's possible, how much you can get paid and how it works. So looking at, the actual fucking shit we actually care about, making money and what is it really worth it? So and then how and where we can land these roles, I was just talking about before, job applications, what it is going to take to land one of these roles. And then finally, we'll finish up with some questions. So let me just let these dogs in. Ethan Price, fuck me. All right, so we got, hold up. All right, so who am I? So where am I from? Who am I? So I'm originally, well, my name's Asher, obviously, but I'm originally from Queensland. So Queensland, but right now I'm living in Perth, been living here for about 2 years. And I worked in the mines for about 2.5 years doing underground diamond drilling. And fuck, it was a tough gig. I did like the money, but I didn't have any freedom, and I saw a lot of the older guys out there like, fuck, I don't know if I really want to end up to be like them. So I started looking into ways to make money elsewhere. And so what did I do before this? Like I said, I was doing underground diamond drilling, mining, and also I did a bit of like civil construction and excavator operating. Pretty much just chasing the money, trying to figure out what was really working. And at the end, I found that no amount of hours that I work will ever equal to a decent amount of money. And I even got up to, well, what people would say were good was like 42 to 45 bucks an hour. And it was good money, but still, again, I was trading my time for money. And then also, why did I decide to get started on this? Like I was saying before, I was in the same cycle, had no freedom, just frustrated where I was in life. Being 22 and 21, I wanted more. I wanted to fucking actually enjoy life and not be stuck underground in high vis and watch my life just slip like through my hands, and watch it on other people's social media, especially working FIFO. You're just like, fuck, look at everyone else have fun while I'm here sacrificing and paying shitloads of tax. That was what pissed me off. And then also, how did I do it? So how I did it was through high ticket sales, so selling digital products, affiliate marketing, appointment setting, a little bit of remote closing, and then also building my personal brand. We won't go too much into building a personal brand and posting content today. We probably won't really go into it much at all because this is the beginner sort of level that we want to be doing, and this what we're going to cover. You don't need to post on social media whatsoever. So we're going to go into that. And then what did it help me achieve? So what I achieved with this and in this space, I achieved time freedom, can ball my time back by making money from my phone. Location freedom, I can go wherever the fuck I want and still make money. Don't have to go 2 kilometers underground drilling for gold, which was a win. And yeah, I got back time with my family, got back time with myself. I got back to, where I was able to do the things that I actually wanted. Um, Turning this, so yeah, from my life from working, we'll bring this one, from my life from working this, doing this shit all day to then living on a remote island and then also traveling to Dubai and just enjoying life for how it should be enjoyed. And then how it has changed my life. So, like I said, got freedom, can go where I want. I bought this house at 21. So that was a massive achievement, and that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't dive into this space. So yeah, like it's definitely opened my eyes up to so many different things that everything is possible if you have the right guidance, if you have the hunger for it, and to just fucking want it hard enough, and then just go and take action. I think that's what a lot of people lack is they don't take action. So, right, that's pretty much yeah. Location freedom, never having to work again, go underground. I've been traveling. I've traveled more places in the last year than I have my whole life. All right, so who can do this? Basically, anyone can do this. I would say anyone, well, yeah, 98% of people can do this, but someone that is willing to make a change, willing to achieve more, willing to, they want more. Someone that doesn't like, I don't want to say like the normal 9 to 5 kind of slavery type shit, but that's what it is. You go to school, you go fucking get your education, go to university, and then you work for the rest of your life. Someone that wants to do this doesn't like align with that. Number one. Now, the second one is someone that is willing to invest in themselves with time and money. What I mean by this is, first of all, investing time into actually learning this and getting this down packed and becoming a master at it. Next, what I mean is investing money. So, by investing money, you're investing into education for then to put you in a position where you can earn more money. And the easiest way that I can put this is, well, for example, if you want to go to university isn't free, but you have to go through and go into that debt to then get a job that's going to qualify you. You know what I mean? So that's where it makes sense. And if you really think about it, if someone's going to teach you a skill that's going to make you fucking 10, 20, $30,000 a month consistently, and you can go and do it anywhere in the world, it's not going to be for free at all. So anyone with half a brain, someone with no skills. So I started this with no skills, fresh out the gate, fresh out of FIFO, fresh out of construction, and I've made it pretty far, to be honest. Surprisingly. Nah, but you don't need skills to start, but you do need to be willing to learn skills, because they have all this fucking different thing, right? Where it's like a different business model, different side hustle, all this bullshit, right? But you need to learn the skills so then no matter what business model or anything that you go to, you can just pick it up straight away. So now you have the skills of, let's say, sales and marketing. No matter what business, you know how to sell, so you can sell the product that you're selling, and marketing, so then you can go and market it, right? So this is where it comes in. You have to learn it. So someone that also is working a job, so you can still do this while working a job. It took me, I think it was like 3.5 months to replace my income. And then this weird thing happened where I was working, but being at work actually was wasting my fucking time. So I was like, well, I'm just going to quit because I can make more money online with the skills that I've learned, right? So you really don't need to be smart. Look at me, and yeah, anyone can do this. So what do you need to start? So a lot of people ask me, like, what is the main things that you need to start? So like I said, skill set, but this is where like the period goes, like the first month before getting into this, you need to learn skills so then you can hit the ground running, right? So to get started with this and actually to earn and start making money, you're going to need the skill sets. If you don't have the skill sets, you're just going to fucking fluke it and you won't be able to make that money again, right? So taking those months of learning and I guess failing, trial and error practicing to then put yourself in a position where you can make money, that is where it's going to come in handy. Phone, laptop. I didn't have a laptop when I started, so I just had a phone. This was mainly when I was in my training phase of learning the skills, practicing, and role playing and all that kind of stuff. Next one, a winner's mindset. You need to have a winner's mindset for this. You need to be hungry. And for me, the way that I did this was I just fucking hated my situation so much. I hated working construction and like where I was living at the time. Might get a bit deep, but I was like living with my girlfriend and his family, and like we just didn't really get along. So I just fucking decided I need to lock the fuck in so then I can eventually get out of this and live how I want to live. And being working construction, there was no way out because I was living fucking paycheck to paycheck. So willing and ready to learn. You know nothing. So right now, like you're fresh out the gate. So you need to really have like an open mindset, all right, and soak everything up like a sponge. That's how I went into it, and that's the best way you can go into it. Having like an ego or saying that, yeah, I know this, I know that, it's never going to get you anywhere. Like just sitting there and just being like, all right, let me just learn. Another one is delayed gratification. So people want quick results. People want like, I want it right away. How quick can I make money? Why does it have to be quick? You know, if it's delayed, and I guess it's better, It took me months to see, a first bit of money into my account. But once I made that first bit of money, I had the skill sets like I was talking about to then make money whenever I wanted. So that's the point of, don't focus on that quick money because it will never last. And that's why also people, people that win lotto, 95% of them just blow it and they end up going back to work like a couple years later because they don't have any money, they don't have any skills, they don't have any like way of making that money. Another one, second one, last one, putting yourself around the right people. So that is your environment's everything. So if you are around people, that are drinking, getting fucked up, smoking, all this kind of, bullshit, it is going to affect the way that you think. It is going to affect the way that you do things, and it's going to affect, you growing. So for me, I didn't have a whole lot of friends when I was in Perth, so I just locked in and got it done. But I know a lot of people that do start this and want to do better in their hometown. You have to learn to just, I guess, not cut people off, but really section your life where you go, okay, this whole week I'm going to dedicate this to learning this, and so that I can achieve and enjoy the fruits of life. Because I think for about those 3 months, 3 4 months when I was really grinding, trying to get out of my job and trying to replace my income with this, I didn't drink, I didn't go out, I just stayed at home. Weekends weren't a thing, and I just got to work. And then 3 to 4 months, replaced my income, and I could drink and go out whenever I wanted. I still, was working, but I could go out whenever, like literally on a fucking, go for a drink and not worry about having to go back to work. And it'd be like a Tuesday. So that freedom is what came after I had that delayed gratification of, working and going hard for those 3 to 4 months. Then I could, enjoy those fruits. So skill set, what do you need to start? Skill set to be valuable in these roles. Another thing, like I was saying, skill sets. So valuable people actually fucking can take you on. Phone or laptop. I just started with the phone. Going in and starting ready, ready to get straight in. Quick results quick results never last, like I was saying before. It's just a fluke. And I want that quick money. Shut the fuck up. It won't last, right? Build skill sets so then you can make that money anytime in the world at any given time. Putting yourself around the right people will make you grow, like I was saying before. Yeah. All right. So what is the benefit of working online? So main thing is, it's obviously more time with family, no traffic to work. So you're saving money, saving fuel, car problems. You're not sitting in fucking traffic for an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours of your time. That's really just wasted. So, and another big one is you're not tied down to one location. So the thing that, really opened my eyes with online work and getting started with this was like, all right, I can go to Bali or I can go, anywhere, Thailand or whatever, and I can still make money. I don't have to put in, two weeks notice that I'm going on a holiday because I just work on holiday. I still working, 5, 6, 7 hours, but that's just the routine. And then the rest, I'm in a different country and I get to enjoy myself. So more time doing the things that you love, like I was saying before, interests, hobbies, interests, sports, activities. So things like that, you get more time, you get more time with family. That was the biggest thing for me. Once I'd done everything, I was like, well, now now it's like 2 o'clock and I can do whatever I want. Go to the gym, go to the beach, and it's not busy because everyone else is at their normal job. So it's a win-win. So cost savings as well, like I was saying with fuel, even food, everything like that. It's gonna like fucking make it better. Increase productivity. Productivity. That's what people are saying. So I know for me, I didn't like productivity at work. I fucking hated it because I didn't like the job. So it was just like no point. But doing this and doing something that I like in my own home, in my own environment, productivity and actually getting things done, it gets done. So broader job opportunities. Now, this is a big one because when we're working remote, it doesn't matter what country we're in, right? So we don't have to just apply for jobs in Australia and opportunities in Australia because we can go for opportunities in America or, Europe or anything like that and work with those businesses and actually, be an asset to them because we have the skill sets and now we can work with them and work on our own time and our own home. So improve mental health and well-being. After COVID, people saw massive, like everyone just wanted to be home because things were better. and working from home just makes it easier. And so people's, mental health went up so much. Environmental impact, obviously like fucking cars and shit, like I was saying before, people going around, carbon dioxide, I don't know much about that stuff. Better focus on results, career growth opportunities, like I was saying, career growth, you're not just tied down to one career and one opportunity in Australia. You have the whole world to give it a crack. All right, so what is the demand for remote jobs? So after COVID, like I was saying before, we saw a massive demand. Everyone was stuck in their house. Everyone basically like couldn't leave. So they making jobs remote is obviously the fucking way to go. 92 million jobs will go remote in 2030. So that is literally 5 fucking years away. 92 million jobs. So just take that's like we're in Australia, that's that's double our population, right? So then work-life balance, obviously, fucking just working. You don't want to be travel, work, and all that. COVID made it popular, like I was saying before. Tech helps remote work. So the improvement of technology and, plus helping teams and like build fucking, more teamwork, it's better at home. So hire people from all over the world, like I was saying before, better work-life balance. I just put that in both twice, what the fuck. More freelance jobs, so more opportunity. Best jobs for remote work. Employees save money, employers save money, employees save money, fuel, car, and food. So what I mean by employers, so they obviously don't have to, put in offices and computers and all that kind of stuff for their remote workers because they're not even coming into an office. So they get to save money because they don't have to cater to those workers, right? So that's a win for them. All right, all right, all right. So attention, right, is basically the new currency. So what I mean by that is all of these people sell something, right? And all of these people have viral posts and get their eyes on what they're selling. Now, we all know these people here, like Alex Omozi, he sells business information and investment opportunities. So he obviously goes super viral and helps people start with that. So his high ticket offer is, I think he sells something like it's easily over 20 to 30 grand, $1,000, probably US. So that's about 25 to $60,000 Australian, maybe a little bit less, but still very high ticket. And he uses his personal brand, with 3.4 million views, million followers to then, leverage that. Same with Tai Lopez. Pretty sure this guy is nearly a billionaire and, he's got a massive personal brand. What does he sell? He sells courses, business advice, self-improvement, and does e-commerce. This chick here, Mel, so she's got 8.8 million. What does she sell? Books, podcasts, online courses on mindset, motivation, and behavior changes. I don't know, that kind of shit, maybe a bit hippie. But she obviously still, like I was saying, uses the personal brand, uses going viral to then promote that. So Grant Cardone, he has like sells real estate information and coaching, teaching people how to get into coaching, into real estate, sorry. Whoa. And then we got Andy. He helps people, he teaches sales, coaching, and training. I know one of his like one-on-one or even like a group chat with him is upwards of 20,000 US dollars, which is fucking crazy. It's nearly 30 grand Australian just to meet him, right? Just because his personal brand is so big. And then lastly, we've got Tony Robbins, who does seminars and also sells like I sold a book, but he's also like a multi-millionaire. Even he does seminars and like those big meetings and like those big shows. And my stepmom actually looked in getting to one, and I think it was about 15,000 Australian dollars. But in saying that, where the fuck am I going with all this? Obviously, you guys are probably thinking, well, how am I gonna build a personal brand or post myself to get to 2.9 million followers? The thing is, you don't. So we're going to use these people, we're going to help them, but also become successful with them and by them. So how can we take advantage of these people and how can we take advantage of these people's success? So the two main ones here are appointment setting and remote closing. Like I was saying, these people all have high ticket offers. They all sell something very expensive. So the thing that they're selling doesn't just go to, you don't just go to like a Shopify store and buy it. None of that bullshit, right? The way that it works is, like I'm saying here, He says, DM me private to work with me one-on-one to scale your business. So if you really think, do you think Tai Lopez has, this guy, do you really think that Tai Lopez with 2.9 million followers is going to be responding to your private DM? Definitely not. He would have an army and probably maybe 10, maybe 15 of these appointment setters who are simply going through his DMs and booking in the leads and booking in his prospects that are interested in this in his business one-on-one, which is probably 20 to 30K. And then they're getting booked in with the remote closer. So then what the remote closer does is take that call, closes that deal, and each person gets, a commission of the sale, right? So it's very easy, and this is how we take advantage of these people, and that sounds sus, but this is how we use these people, and we work with them to then make money with us. So this was the exact way that I actually made my first, I think it was like $500 online. I was actually working for a real estate coach, and he was coaching real estate in America. He didn't have he had like 70K on Instagram, but what I did is I was managing his DMs. So I would go into his DMs, qualify these leads, talk to them, see whether they're actually interested in the product or service, and if they are actually ready to buy it and in the position to buy it. Then what I would do is I'd book them onto a call, book them onto a meeting with him, with the real estate coach, and then he would close the deal, and then I would get a commission of the cash collected. Same exact thing, and we'll go into how exactly how you can get paid and everything in depth. So let's start with appointment setting. So this is obviously like the first stepping stone to making money online. This is how I made my first bit of money online, and I would 100% recommend it to you. So it's not sales, it is sales, but it's not fully sales. Simply you're just the middleman, and you're just connecting the customer that's already interested in the product or service, and then you are putting them through to the advisor, and then they're closing the deal. Another thing I just want to say for everyone here, if you could please just take a photo on on your Instagram, put this on your Instagram story, and then just simply tag me, so then I can put this onto my story and get a bit more awareness about the masterclass. That would be great, be appreciated, and I'll send you a thumbs up or something. But if you could do that, that'd be awesome. So what exactly is it? Like I was saying, you are in the DMs messaging and dealing with clients, dealing with leads that are coming through the DMs, and then scheduling them in for a meeting. How does it work? Like I was saying, you're in the DMs, leads come in, you talk to them, you qualify them, you see where they're ready, and then once you feel like they're ready, and they're ready because they're already interested in the product and service. They're not coming in like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to buy anything or anything. Like they are purely coming in to scale and they to buy the product and service, like we're seeing here. If let's say Tai Lopez is one of his followers or fans, comes in and goes, bro, private, I've got a fucking business that I want to scale, and it's only doing $10,000 a month, and I want to scale it to $100,000 to $200,000. They will come to you, you'll DM them, and then they'll simply, you'll qualify them and talk to them, and then book them on for a meeting. So who uses appointment setters? I guarantee you all of these people here will use appointment setters. I guarantee it, especially the ones with this in their bio. But it's the way that everyone is just funneling to their high ticket offer. All right. Why is it important? So why it's important is to keep an actual genuine connection with also the customer and the lead. And people, it's a lot better than just like shoving a buy now link in their face, right? There's no point. Like it's just you're just gonna lose the lead. Why would someone, when you're going to go buy something and then you just get sent like the payment link, it's like, what the fuck? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to, like, it seems sus, rather than actually having a conversation with someone that actually knows, and then getting them booked in, and then actually go moving forward with that. Another way that appointment setting is done is actually through a call that generally will take like 10 to 15 minutes. And you go in there, you call the lead or the customer, see, it's exact same process, and then you just book them in for a further meeting with the advisor or the remote closer. So how can you get started? So best way to get started, let's go to, can you still see my, no, you definitely can't see my screen. I'm going to go to seek.com right now. So in Australia, we have Seek. We also have like Jora. Um, but we'll just go with Seek right now. So Seek.com is where you get most of your jobs in Australia. I know that's where I got my mining job. So very legit. And we're going to go through some job opportunities that you can apply for now. So employment setter. Big thing is here, you want to go remote. Well, remote appointment setter. So then we actually get a remote role. Now, just looking like off the bat here, we have Sydney, New South Wales, completely remote, AUD $34 an hour. Now, this one is a call center. So, yes, you are earning like okay money, but you're sitting at home and you're calling people, a lot of people. So, you're going to be calling, like, they'll have a list from their marketing of things that they've, like leads that have been interested in the product or service, and then you'll just sit there and pretty much be calling them up. Even though they're already interested, you're still just calling people a lot, over 100 to 200 times a day. Don't really want to be doing that. And then, but also, it's uncapped commissions. So you're getting this as like your wage, plus then you're getting commissions. So easy, pretty decent money. Next one here, this one looks pretty good. $100,000 to $150,000 a year. So, like, are you kidding? This is more than what I was getting when I was working in the mines. So the fact that you can learn a skill and then come to this and apply for these roles and be, hit the ground running and be fully remote, work from anywhere, work from Bali, work from fucking Philippines, work from Thailand, work from home, doesn't matter. You're still going to be able to make money, and you're still going to be able to make a lot of money. Next one is remote appointment setter renewable energy. So any of these ones are pretty decent. Like I was saying, you just want to stay away from call centers like here, and I'll see if like a telemarketer one. I would stay away from these because yeah, you're just going to be calling people all fucking day. And another thing that you want to be looking for, which is a win, is when people have when they say like it says warm leads. I'll see if I can find one here. Alley based. But yeah, generally what warm leads means is that the leads are already keen on the product and service. So they're reaching out to the business to get started, and you're just going like, yep, okay, you're ready. You want to make this transaction, you want to make the decision. I'll palm you off to the closer or the advisor to get that deal closed. And that's it. So you're simply just the middleman, like I was saying before. But even just looking at this one here, we have appointment set up for a real estate work from home. So I'm guessing this is some sort of like real estate sales representative, and you're working from home. Uncapped earning potential, $5,000 to $10,000 per month. Are you fucking kidding? So fully remote. And then this one's also a good one because you can go from being an appointment setter, which is the beginner step, to then moving up to a closer, which then you can earn more money and a bit more. I'd say it's a better job. You're dealing with proper qualified leads that are already ready to buy, ready to go. And we'll go into that one in the next in a bit. But yeah, we'll break that down. So even just looking like at a few of these other ones, $95,000 to $100,000 a year, fully remote. 80 to $120,000 a year, fully remote, but also outbound. 33 to $35 an hour, work from home. 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So pretty fucking decent. 70 to $100,000 a year. These are ones that literally 6 days ago, 5 days ago, that you can apply to right now. So that's just for appointment setting. But what are the skills that you actually need to get started? So when looking at these businesses here, they're pretty big businesses. They're serious businesses. They're obviously serious about getting the right people and moving their business forward and getting the right people for their business. So why would someone's not going to trust you with their warm leads, with their money that's coming into the business if you're not skilled? If you don't know what you're doing, it's not going to work. Like, I wouldn't trust anyone to deal. Like, let's say a business is dealing with, each client pays $20,000 and they get like 10 clients a week. Like, do you think that if you're not trained, they're not going to trust you to deal with that amount of money that's coming through? So you need to have skills, appointment setting skills, probably sales skills as well, communication, obviously being a leader, obviously being hungry, and always willing, to learn, and obviously willing to grow. Now, positives and negatives of appointment setting. So as someone that has done this, I would say positive and negatives, like if you're working like a appointment setter job and it's just commission only, you're only making commission, the commission's around 5 to 7%. I'll go and break that down in a second. But what the hard part is like sometimes the leads that come in, they don't buy or they're not even qualified. So a lot of the time, if you are just working on commission, you'll be working with people that are like, or you'll be talking to clients and potentially wasting time on clients that aren't even going to buy anyway. So I would say technically working for free sometimes. But then again, when you do get a client that's, ready to go, qualified, ready to pay, the money, then the earnings that you're going to make are well worth it and worth the amount of time and effort that you just put in. Because, I think I've made like in 20 minutes of work of appointment setting, I made like $490. You know what I mean? So that's how quickly it can happen. But obviously you need the skills. Now, positives, obviously you can go wherever you want, do whatever you like, literally live in another country, appointment set for a couple hours from 9 to 2 and enjoy the rest of your day. If you're on a salary, that's even better. You're still getting paid while working remotely, whether any deals are closed or not. So it's pretty fucking good. I know when I was working out in the mines, I would have loved for some remote work too, and even paying more than what I was earning in the mines. So let's go into remote closing. So this part here is the next step up from appointment setting. So you go appointment setter, then the appointment setter books them into with the remote closer, and obviously the closer takes the deal. So generally you start as an appointment setter and then you move up to a closer. Some people jump it, but it's always good to learn appointment setting first and then move up to closing. So what is it? Like I was saying before, you are simply closing that deal. How it works. So yeah, lead comes in, appointment setter talks to that lead, qualifies that lead, books them in for a meeting with you, the remote closer or sales rep, whatever you want to call it. Then simply you schedule the meeting scheduled, you get on the call, and then you are just connecting the client or the customer with the product or service that they already want to buy. So you're just getting them over the line and collecting the cash. Now, I've seen people land these roles in just a couple of months, but sometimes it can take longer depending on your skills and all that kind of stuff. So who uses closers? I guarantee you all of these people here will all use closers for their high ticket offer. I know this guy here, Andy Elliott, has about 50 closers on his team or some shit for the amount of lead flow that he's getting. And like I was saying, his offer is like $20,000, 20,000 US dollars just to meet the motherfucker. So, which is crazy, just to meet you. Weird. So why is it important? Obviously, it's like I was saying before, it's actually that connection rather than just showing them a buy now link. And let's be honest, if you get served a link that's going to cost $20,000, you're probably not going to buy it unless you're actually talking to someone. And the client that goes onto the call with the closer can get all the questions answered right there and then, so that they know that this is the right decision for them. So how can you get started? So I'm going to go jump back on Seek again. And instead of doing appointment setter, we're going to do remote high ticket. Whoa. So this is remote high ticket closer. So this is obviously the bigger commission and the bigger, better money, more money. Yeah, more money, right? So this here is the same offer that we were looking at before, but just a different level. So closer, investment buyers agency, 200K, remote, completely work from home, 80 to 100K base rate. So you're getting an 80 to $100,000 base rate plus commissions, which then you can be earning up to $200,000 a year at home. What the fuck? Which is crazy, bro. And like I was saying before, warm, high intent leads, inbound leads from TikTok database and events. This is what I was talking about, where this company has obviously put money into marketing and getting these leads, getting these warm leads that are interested in the product and service. You are simply just getting the lead and you are closing that deal, making sure that they're the right fit and the product and service that you're selling beyond closure, the investment buyers agency can actually help that client get to their goals, right? So in saying that, this requires a lot more training. Whoa. This requires a lot more training to just walking on in, but starting something like this and starting off as an appointment setting and then moving up to a closer is 100% possible. And these companies will obviously push it. Like I was saying before, we want to be looking for people that are actually investing into getting leads and gathering leads for their business, because the call centers, like Let me find one. The call centers, like they're the ones that don't invest money into getting leads. It's just purely calling up and you're just calling, oh, you're interested in this? Yep. And you hate your life. You want to shoot yourself. So people that actually deal with and spend money on leads is something that is good. So 10% commission, that's pretty reasonable for a closer. So let's say a $10,000 deal, 10% commission, you're making $1,000. Generally take you 45 minutes to an hour to close that deal. Sorry, $1,000 for an hour. Pretty good. Next one here, Victoria. This one's fully remote. $15,000 to $20,000 a year potential. Massive, right? So uncapped commission as well. So you're going to be earning even more. Plus, I bet they have a salary. I'm saying so you're getting a salary plus then you're getting commissions. Another one here, $100,000 to $150,000 a year. You get the gist. So the potential is there and the opportunity is there. So how can you get started? Like I was saying, go and apply for those roles, but obviously you're going to need some sort of skill set. Skills that you need for the role. You obviously need sales skills. You cannot, I guarantee you will not get these roles unless you have some sort of sales skills or some sort of experience behind you. And that's what's going to get you over the line for this. So that's where like a lot of people start in appointment setting because that's a very familiar skill set. So then the jump is very easy. And yeah, positives and negatives. Positives, like I was saying with the appointment setting, you can work from anywhere in the world. It's pretty fucking crazy. Some of the boys that I know are living in Bali right now, still making 10, 20K a month. So why would they stay at home and sit in traffic all day when they can earn a lot of money online? So, and with 2020, 30 going to 9 million jobs going remote, $92 million remote jobs going, something that needs to be jumped onto. So what sort of digital products and services are you going to be selling and appointment setting for? Question that I get all the time. So big one is coaching and consulting businesses and services. So coaching, you're talking to a coach and getting them started with, you're selling their product to then help businesses. So whatever coaching now, they have like investment coaching, fitness coaching, mental health coaching, dating coaching, all that kind of shit, heaps of stuff. You work with them and then you help them close their deals. High-end real estate as well, health and fitness products and services, like I was saying, tech products and services. So services in tech, generally that's like services that are going to help businesses with their business. What's going on with this camera? So you obviously sell, or the person that you're working with or the business that you're working with sells a service and you're simply just closing that deal to help that customer get that service. So financial products and services, same sort of thing, helping people with their financial issues moving forward, and services and products to help them. B2B business services. So like I was saying before, you have a business that has a service that also helps businesses, whether that be marketing, whether that be, employment, recruitment, anything like that is business to business. Bit of advice, business to business offers are actually better because if you're working, so if you're a business owner, right, and you want to get to $50,000 a month. You want your business to get to $50,000 a month, but you're stuck at about 25. You need to get to that next level. If you know or another business has the solution for you, and it's going to cost you $10,000, you're going to be pretty open to investing because that's only going to cost you. It's going to cost you $10,000, but in the next couple of months you're going to be making $50,000 a month. So it's a good investment to make. All right, and then obviously education. So even like in today's age, look at education like university and college. That goes up to like $100,000 a year to then just get a job that's going to pay you $80,000 to $60,000 a year. So even if selling education in any sort of space, whether that be online space, whether that be like coaching and anything like that, you can sell that. And you can sell that on behalf of someone else. So wins. These are some people that I know personally that are also winning and making money. So to show you proof of concept that this shit is actually possible. So we've got Callum over here who made 10K over 2 weeks. So about $5,000 in a week, which is pretty decent. And we got James, a closer, who made $6,000 in 1 week. So just shy of $1,000 a day. Pretty fucking decent. Then Sam Morgan at 3.2K in 1 week, and Ryan O'Neal at 3K USD as a closer, which is about 4,500 Australian dollars that he's made sitting at home closing deals. And he's someone that went from working in the trades, working 60 hours a week, and then starting this, learning the skills, now being able to close 3K USD in a week as a closer. Crazy. So the potential's there, and it's good to see that people are winning. So next one is, how do you get paid? How much do you get paid, and how does it all work? Now, we'll just do a rough example, but high ticket offer is $10,000. That's generally like a pretty ballpark mode, depending on what you're selling. But it goes from 10,000 bucks all the way up to 50, 60, 100,000, $200,000 for coaching and for different sorts of products and services that you can sell. Appointment setters make generally between 5% to 7% on a close. So let's say your appointment setting, you book in 10 calls and 3 close. That's around $1,500 to $2,000. Simply answering messages and booking in meetings and booking in calls. You don't have to show your face, none of that. All you did was learn the skills. Now you're implementing that skills and printing cash. Remote closer, obviously more skill set, so a higher percentage in commissions. Now this can change. So what I mean by the percentages, it can change because different people have different offers. So sometimes I think if an offer is more expensive than, like, let's say the $50,000 or $60,000 mark, the percentage will go down, but it's still going to be like fucking $5,000 for a close. So let's say $10,000 offer, remote closer closes that deal. He's going to get 10%. He or she's going to get 10%. That's going to be $1,000 for a 45-minute to an hour phone call. Pretty decent money. Pretty good. And then up to 15%. So that's pretty ballpark. Close 3 out of 10 calls. That's $3,000 to $4,000 in one session, in one day. Are you taking 10 calls a day? I mean, you can if you want, if you're that hungry, but that's a lot of hours, and you're sitting there closing, go live your life. You might as well go to work. But to make $4,500, very, very good money, because you've simply learned that skill set and then put it into play to earn money. Right. So where do you get these roles? How do you learn these roles? So these are some websites here that have, and I've been looking at, have really good jobs. Seek.com, remoteok.com, Drawer.com, Indeed.com, LinkedIn, and even Facebook groups. Be careful of Facebook groups because there's a lot of scams on there. They say that they're just doing like high ticket sales, but they're just going to sell you coaching on high ticket sales. So I've seen a lot of people get training, pay for training, and then actually get then put onto and have to buy more training. It doesn't make sense, right? If someone's going to charge you money to land a job, it's not real. It's fucking bullshit. So I'll just quickly go into Indeed.com. This is one that I found. Let me in, your dog. But this one has some really good rates, and because this one's mainly America, so let's go appointment setter. Boom. So this one's America, and the reason like I'm showing you these American ones is because it doesn't matter. We're working remote, and it doesn't matter. We don't have to show up to work to an actual site. And the thing with Americans and what you can use and how you can use it in for your advantage is on their night shift, their people are going to be asleep. But when they're asleep, it's daytime for us. So we can use that to work with them and help them cover the night shift. So for me, when I was working for that real estate company that I was talking about before, I was working their night shift and clearing up and booking in calls during the night. And then also, because that window, a lot of leads can fill up and a lot of customers can be sit there in the pipeline on the DMs or the emails or whatever platform it is. You need to have someone on night shift to clear that up, which is good because it'll be daytime for us and we can use that to our advantage. Right here, fully remote sales role, appointment setter, sales representative, $50,000 to $100,000 per year full time. So this one's remote. Now this is USD. So I think that's about like $70,000 to $130,000 a year. Fucking phenomenal. Fully remote. Live in the Philippines if you want, like Zola. And I used to. This one's remote in Australia. I'm not sure how much it is, but we'll go remote high ticket closer. So this is different one here. We'll just go closer. Okay, so high ticket solar sales, $300,000 to $300,000 per year. Fucking crazy. So this is the potential here. And the skills that, like I was saying before, is sales, communication. Once you have that down packed, you are in the running to apply for these roles and earn this amount of money. Um, Even that's operating traineeship. But yeah, so looking at this opportunity there, fucking massive, And in today's age, everything is digital. Why we, I'm saying like, yeah, it's good to work a job, but fuck, why not have a bit of freedom? Why not go and live a life that you want to live and make money? Next one, what does it take? What does it actually take to land one of these roles? So you have to talk about, learning from someone else that has been successful. So you have to be in the environment of someone that is successful in this space because you're not going to be able to like go to that next step, go to that different level of success if you're hanging out with people that aren't successful. It's just common sense. So, like I was saying, apprentices learn from people that are already qualified. So when you do an apprenticeship, you're always learning from someone that has multiple years of experience. It doesn't make sense to learn like financial advice from someone that's broke. I think a big thing for me is when I got my mentor and my coach that started coaching me into this, everything that everyone told me, I blocked out. I did not listen. I did not listen to my parents because simply they aren't in the position that I wanted to be in. So whenever my mum and dad would be like, "Oh, you should really do this. You should really do and go get this job," I won't give a fuck. And this crazy thing happened when I did listen to my coach and my mentor. Funnily enough, I would always make money. I would always replace my income, double my income, triple my income, have the best weeks and months of my life, income wise, and health and listening and taking that in. Why? Because that person has already been through the road and knows the exact steps. So this is why I just preach so heavy on it. Takes time. It isn't an overnight success story. So definitely isn't. And if it is something that's overnight, and if anyone's promising you quick money, go the other way because it just isn't true. And look, if it does come quick, well done. But down the line, it's going to go to shit, and you're going to have to really like think things through again, and learn a skill and learn to bring it back up. I know even some skills that I neglected at the start. Now I can't fucking like I'm at a roadblock or like a bottleneck in like what I do, where I can't go to that next level. Because why? Because I skipped those steps back then. And another one is training and coaching. So I know that like when people say like, oh, I don't want to pay for anything, I don't want to buy a course or any sort of like mentorship or anything like that. I'm saying don't buy a course, never buy a course, right? What you need to look at and what you actually want to put your money in is yourself. So learning, and like I was saying, learning from someone that has already been successful. So similar to what that analogy with the business owner and investing so that he can grow his business. If you want to learn how to make, and if you want to start making $50,000 a month, and you want to learn from someone that is making that amount of money, it's okay and it is reasonable to pay like $5,000 to $10,000 or more. So then you can learn the skill and learn the ins and outs on how you can then make $50,000 to $100,000 for the rest of your life. That's that's okay and that makes sense. But on the flip of that, that person and the person that you're like investing, let's say a coach or mentor, if you're going to invest into any of these, you want to make sure that they are 100% there for your success. If it is just like a cheap, quick, oh, yep, here's a course, here's a few step-by-step videos, wouldn't recommend it at all. As someone that has bought, man, I've spent thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on courses and different sorts of things. The one thing that I had success with was finding a mentor that actually was willing to hold me accountable and show me the ropes and take me all the way. So that's my bit of advice. And next one is practice and receiving feedback. So a lot of people will, send you free guides, YouTubes, and honestly, like myself, I have a lot of free guides on how you can get these remote roles and actually start remote business, all that kind of stuff. But it's never actually going to get you anywhere. Like YouTube is good, but it's about taking action and doing reps. So receiving actual feedback from people that have been successful in it. Like I was saying with the mentor. Another one is getting yourself in front of customers and businesses. So what a lot of people do and a lot of people get stuck on is they think about like, all right, I'm going to practice and practice and practice and practice, but practicing doesn't make you any money. Practicing and getting in front of places where then you can have transactions and be part of a transaction is what's going to make you money. So that's the big thing. So main thing is, learn the skills from somewhere, do your research, and then once you feel, do your practice. But once you feel like you're at a level where you are ready to take that leap, fucking take the leap. If you fail, if you fuck it up, it doesn't matter. You've learned a skill where now you can go to any of these jobs and apply now. You fuck this one up, go to this one. Bro, go to the breath work. The opportunity is there and you have a skill set that you've learned, so take advantage of it. But that's pretty much it. I wasn't expecting to go for this long, but I'm gonna try and we'll ask some questions. So does anyone have any questions at all? I guess just let me. If you go to down the bottom is like react, and you can do like a little hand. Like this way. Like this. Anyone have any? Wait, let me just. I'm turning all your fucking cameras on, you dogs. All right, does anyone have any questions at all? What we got here? No questions? All right. All right, Flynn. Fucking hell. All right, I'm unmuting you, bro. Can you? Oh yeah. How you going, bro? How's it
Yeah,
going?
not bad yourself.
Going
Hey,
good,
I
bro.
just had a question.
Yep.
It's not really like an educated question or anything. I just wanted to know, like, what was your biggest sale that you've ever made?
Biggest sale?
Yeah,
Man, I don't know. I can tell you my biggest week. I think that was around 26 26,000 Australian dollars in 1 week. But yeah, bro, like anyone can do it, but you just have to fucking want it bad enough and continue like to keep working and surround yourself with the right people. And like it's taken me, I've been only doing it for about a year now, but I'm still so fresh to it. I feel like I've only been doing it for fucking 1 day, for like a week. Um,
yeah,
uh,
right.
but yeah,
Okay, well, that's what I was curious about. Thanks for that.
all good, man, all good. All right, let me. Rohan, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good, bro. I'm good. I'm good.
I just have a question. You said like we have to find like the right mentors. Which mentors do you suggest we learn from, or like which courses do you suggest we buy that are only the best to make money and learn to be a high ticket closer?
Yeah, so the only mentorship that I've actually been through, I've looked at like a bunch of different ones, but the ones that obviously got me to where I am is ABC Academy. I talk about them. I talk about the wins and stuff in on my story and that. So yeah, if you are keen on joining them, bro, then we can have a chat and hopefully get you started with them. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They had right now they're just winning, have all the fucking they have so many results coming through and people winning. But yeah, that's what I would suggest for you.
yeah. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions whatsoever? All good, all good, all good. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording, but